Hello and happy Saint Bede the Venerable Day. He's actually the first guy to ever use the word or the term AD, and he did it when writing a history of the Christianity with the English-speaking people. Who knew that? Back in 731 AD, the first to use it, and you heard it here. Father Ray and I, just got back from a conference in New York last week. We went over there via Zoom, but we were at a teleconference on psychological first aid, which is pretty important, as I'm beginning to find out. Even this past Sunday, when I was in church, I was coming out, and there's a woman, and I could tell past her mask, the mask on her face, she was sobbing. She was sobbing her eyes out, and I thought, ooh, is she happy about it being Ascension Day? Is this a sort of a Spanish thing? Or is she really, really, really upset? And I think I could tell that she was really upset. I had my clerical collar stuck way back in there. I had a call to make after the service, so I had a clerical shirt on. But I socially distanced myself to her, 2 meters away, put my hands on her shoulders. I'm just going to leave that alone. I handled the situation, but I also realized that it wasn't my church, so I went over and I got one of the assistant priests from South America, and I'm never quite sure how to make out this guy, and he's not sure about me either. But he definitely has different pastoral style about him. He does he walked past her, and then I think he was going to sneak up from behind her. But she was upset, and I think it had to do with the lockdown. Probably something going on in her home right now, and some of the things that Father Ray and I saw in this webinar started making sense, a lot of sense. They talk about there being the first wave, and the need to flatten the curve. We all know this, to flatten the curve so that we can handle the first wave. Well, there's a second wave coming, and we need to flatten the curve on that as well. Only that's a little bit harder. And the second wave, it isn't the second wave of contagion. It's the second wave that has to do with the psychological mess that's going to come as a result of this lockdown. It's coming, if it's not here already. And when you look at the waves, when you actually look at the bell curves, the part about it being manageable is about here, and where things were before the lockdown was about here. And you think about it, you know anybody in Britain that's ever needed any help about getting some counseling or anything like that, the mental health services are overworked right now, understaffed, and they're way behind the curve. There's just no way that they can handle what's going to be coming their way. So a lot of it's going to have to do with what we can do. We're going to have to all help each other. And so there's a link that I put at the bottom of this video, and it takes you to this church pension group in New York, which I belong to, and it'll give you some links to the webinar itself if you want to go to, or for some handouts. Now here's one handout that I'm sending out to you along with this, and it's entitled Techniques and Tactics for Developing Resilience. This is for you. This, I think we all need to develop a little bit of resilience. There, you're straight now. I'm crooked, nothing new there. But to develop a little bit more resilience in our own minds. And it goes through several different things. talks about reframing the situation, remind yourself of your strengths, practice problem solving, improve self-control, grow in flexibility, fake it till you make it. I always like that one. Focus on what you can control, rethink your worries, let go of shame and blame, build a support network, learn from experience, gather facts, get perspective, expand your skills, explore your options. Here's a novel one. Help others. Find humor, make a move, and have a mantra. And mantra isn't like Om. A mantra is more like I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Something like that. But there's going to be people that are going to need your help. And it's going to be a big problem. So, hope you're having a good week. Beginning of lockdown week number 835, it feels like. And I remember the first week of lockdown here, everybody's getting so much done. And now, I don't know if we're still on that sort of racing waves. If you're still getting a lot of things done, good on you. The rest of us, well, I think it's going to be hard just to kick us out of our house. But everybody get out in your own time. And I think you'll be noticing some things that happen. One of them is culture shock. They used to tell us in the military when we come back from overseas that there's a chance, they used to warn us about a thing called culture shock. And they were worried it would happen when we would go to some sort of third world country and, experience sewage in the streets and, running underneath the streets and horrible things happening. It's not that. It's when we came back that the culture shock hit most of us. It's when we come back and everybody's going about their normal life, or normal life is happening, and you're looking around, you're going, hey, guess what's happening over there? You guys haven't a clue what's happening in the world. Maybe not quite like that. Probably culture shock of how you walk down the street, how you talk to people, how you greet a friend even, you're going to run out. One of you is going to want to run up and shake the other one's hand and give each other a hug, kiss on the cheeks. It's going to be a little weird at first. Well, it's going to be a lot weird at first, but we'll get used to it. But it's important that we take care of our mental state. As we're physical, we're mental, we're spiritual. Whenever one of the three goes down, it tends to drag the rest of us down with it. So as well as taking care of your health, your physical health, take care of your mental health. And definitely take care of your spiritual health. And we'll see you next time. Adios.